First thing I need to do is make my two tables. The first table should be for x plus 2, and the second table should be for negative 1/2 x plus 4. For the first table, my domain is x less than or equal to 2. So I start at 2. Less than or equal is a closed circle. Okay, then I have the less than 2 would be 1, 0, -1, -2, and so on. The other domain is x greater than 2. So at that 2, I'm going to have an open circle. Then I have 3, 4, 5, and 6. If I plug in 2 for x plus 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. I plug in 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. I plug in 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. Plug in -1 plus 2 is 1. And -2 plus 2 is 0. In the next one, you're going to probably want to use a calculator. -1/2 times 2 plus 4. Well, half of 2 is 1, but it's negative because it was -1/2. -1 plus 4 is 3. Now if I take that 2 and change it to a 3, half of 3 is 1.5, but again negative, so it's -1.5 plus 4. That is 2.5. Now I'm going to change that 3 to a 4. Half of 4 is 2. And again negative because it was -1/2. -2 plus 4 is 2. And I could keep going from here, but really remember we only need 3 points, so I'm going to stop there. I'll put in the values for 5 is 1.5 and 6 is 1, ... Now that I have my table, I need to plot my points. So I'm going to make the graph a little bit larger so that we can do that. You should have these tables written down on your paper. If you don't, and you need to pause the video, do so now. When you plot your points, your graph should look like this. My first point was this one at 2, 4. My next point was 1, 3. Then I had 0, 2, -1, 1, and then -2, 0. That made this line right here. Make sure that yours matches that. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, now the other table gives you an open circle at 2, 3. Make sure that you put an open circle right there. And then I just graphed the whole numbers. I didn't graph the decimals, but you can graph that if you want to. I put in 4, 2, 6, 1. If you kept going, the next one would be 8, 0. And then you would get this part of that piecewise function right here. Don't forget your arrows at the ends of both of those because they only gave me one endpoint. Your graph should look like this. Pause the video if you need to and make sure you fix yours. Alright, lastly, just to make sure you watch the video, on the back side of your warm-up, I want you to answer this question. What does an absolute value function look like? Use your notes from today if you need to. What does an absolute value function look like? That's the first question. And then the second question, what is the absolute value of -7? Answer those on the back, and I will see you tomorrow in class.